Well, good morning, good evening to all you people out there in the world. This is Kristen Love on the Oil Runners broadcast. We are coming at you on a pre-recorded do lives for a while. But today we have Ryan Cullen, who is a writer, and he has a whole story with him that we are going to find out. If you want to be on the Oil Runners broadcast, contact us at oilrunnersservices@gmail.com, or you can look me up on TikTok at kristenall.love, or and you can follow there, like, follow, share, go on YouTube, Kristen All Love 3574. That is one of our things. Oil Runners Broadcast is on Facebook as well. You can look that up as well. So we are going to let him in just a moment. Okay? Okay. All right. So welcome in, Mr. Ryan Cullen. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Good, happy to be here.
Oh, yes, we're happy to have you on here. So you are a writer. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm a struggling writer trying to get noticed. It's a more fitting definition.
Oh, you're gonna have to repeat that. It kind of froze up a little bit.
I'm a struggling writer hoping to get noticed would be a more accurate definition.
Oh, okay. I so how did you get into writing?
I've been writing since I was probably 13 or 14. Back in middle school, I started actually writing screenplays about movies and mainly, but I also once wrote like a 13 episode cartoon series back in my youth. And I was writing every day and just wanted to make it my life. I knew what I wanted to do from a young age. I wasn't very popular back in school, but when I would write funny stories or something and I could make the whole class laugh, that was a way for me to gain a small bit of popularity or at least be noticed by other kids. So that was kind of what drew me into it. And so then I started writing on my own outside of school and just I just really got into it. And like I said, I was writing every day. I was writing various screenplays and a cartoon series. And but then over time, I just started listening to certain family members who were telling me it wasn't going to happen. I should just focus on a real job, get my head out of the clouds, that kind of stuff. And so eventually I just kind of got tired of listening to them and I just decided to just stop writing because I didn't want to hear it anymore every time I brought it up and everything. And so I gave up on writing. That was probably in my early college years. Is probably when I stopped writing fiction. And so I um, I focused on a career, not any great career. I just was doing, like data entry, like office, basic office work on I was just, I've just been a basic office drone. But, I was, just kind of building a life. And then, but I've always had in the back of my mind, I always had the passion to get back into writing. I wanted to start writing fiction again. Back in 2005, I started doing a movie review blog, which became kind of my main form of writing. But I wanted to mainly go back into writing fiction again. But every time I would try to, I would hear the voices of my past saying to me, get your head out of the clouds. It's not going to happen. Focus on your career and your future and everything. And so I just couldn't write. And so that's the way it was for the longest time. I was just seeing a lot of movies, reviewing them, and secretly dreaming of getting a chance to do it myself, to write a movie script again one day. And then in 2020, like a lot of people, I found myself laid off of my job of 15 years, along with about 40% of the workforce. They could no longer hold on to a full staff. So I was let go after 15 years. So I was obviously pretty devastated. Luckily, I had the support of my girlfriend at the time, who is now my fiance, who was able to support me, as was my family. And so I started studying for an at-home course for a different job, but even while I was doing it, I knew that it was something that I just did not really was not really into, and that it was not going to work for me. And so at the time, I was trying to think of what I could write because, like always, I wanted to get back into writing fiction again. And then I credit early 2021. In February of 2021, I had a series of back-to-back setbacks that kind of lit the flame within me to try again because first, right before Valentine's Day of 2021, I sadly lost one of my two older brothers who passed away due to COVID. He was teaching in English in South Vietnam at the time, and he got sick. And unfortunately, due to the pandemic, they weren't allowing, air travel at the time, so we couldn't fly out to be with him, and he couldn't fly to be with us. So he sadly passed away, and we didn't learn about it till sometime after he had died. And then that was right before Valentine's Day of 2021. And then literally, I think just like a little over a week after that, um, I learned that I was diabetic. I had a diabetic foot wound on my left foot, and I needed to be briefly hospitalized. And so those two events happening back to back kind of made me realize that, hey, life is short. I need to try again. And so luckily with the support of my fiance, I was able to get the courage to start writing again. And also I found out that my diabetes were not severe. They're very under control. I'm very healthy overall. And so it was nothing to be worried about. So, to be diagnosed with that just 1 week after learning that my brother had died, obviously I was very, panicked for a little while. I'm depressed, but luckily it turned out that my diabetes are very under control. And um, so I started thinking about what to write. And I had always had the title for a haunted house movie in my head called Once in This House, which I always thought would be a good title for a haunted house film, since a lot of hauntings deal with the past and what happened in the house in its history. So I always thought Once in This House would be a good title for it. And I've always had a passion for paranormal horror. So in August of 2021, 3 years ago, I started writing that screenplay for Once in This House. I didn't really have too solid of a concept. I mainly had an opening scene and an idea of where I wanted that to lead into. So I just sat down and I started writing, and that luckily grew into my first finished screenplay in over 20 years, which I was extremely excited about. I mean, even though it was a very rough first draft at the time, I was happy just to have actually finished something. And so that script has gone through multiple drafts now, and I have since completed 9 scripts total. I've written 5 feature films and 4 short scripts. And
Wow.
yeah, because I was spent a long majority of time from 2021 till about last year. I was kind of off my foot and homebound. I could not do a lot with this foot wound. The doctors kept on trying to heal it, and it wouldn't heal. And eventually, I needed surgery on my foot in order to get it fixed. And luckily, I'm okay now. I'm walking like I used to. And but during that period, I was had a lot of time to
I get
kill.
it.
I was just sitting around, so I got to do a lot of writing, and so yeah, I was able to finish 9 scripts within less than 3 year time period, and I've got those scripts out to a couple independent producers who are kind of interested in maybe working with me or doing something with it with some of them, and I'm talking to some couple filmmakers about my short scripts and hoping to get some kind of ball rolling there. So yeah, I'm optimistic and I'm hoping to start my. I've got a 10 script kind of another feature script kind of brewing in my mind. I've kind of got a false start on it, but I might go in a different direction on it. So that's kind of my whole writing story. Sorry, wasted so much time talking about it, but it's a long story and obviously it spans many years. So yeah, that's my whole writing story
In a nutshell.
in a
Yeah, that's
nutshell.
awesome.
Yes, about
Awesome.
30, about 25 to 30 years in a nutshell. Yes.
Wow. That's a lot of overcoming on that stuff. That right there, I don't know you personally, but I am very proud of you on that because it is
Oh,
not an easy feat to to deal with, and
yeah,
medical and then your mindset's gone somewhere off to la la land during the whole situation because like you said you lost your brother. I'm very sorry to hear that that happened to you. And then
yeah.
right after that, you got the news about your diabetes. And then, you hearing about that you can't do it. It's just a cloud. And, I've heard that too. And how did you, do you still have those thoughts in your head? Or is that,
Luckily, no, no, no longer. Yeah, the family members who used to tell me that kind of stuff are much more supportive now, and I have, like I said, I have the love of my amazing fiance who has done so much to inspire me and encourage me. She is my inspiration, and she convinced me that I could write again. And once I started writing, I just haven't stopped. So,
that's awesome. Don't stop because what you sent me, I was very, very impressed by what you sent me. And I
oh,
definitely
thank
know
you.
that there is something there to keep going on those stories, especially the one with what was the first one that I said I liked, the Christie story with Molly.
Yeah, Christie's new
Um,
family. Yes.
yeah, that one has a powerful, they all do, but that one really stood out as a because I was like, wait, I need more. No, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. But it was the writing was awesome.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was very, very um everything was very well put together, very easy
Mm,
to read. And for
mhm,
me to, um, because I have problems like having to see or whatever, or see the story and stuff like that. But if I make a story, like right there while I'm reading it at the same
mhm,
time, because I have to
mhm.
read it about 5 or 6 times. It took me once and I understood the whole story and it was great,
Oh, thank
and
you.
and so um your writing is powerful. No matter what you write about, it really you can do it. Like that is your gift. Like
No, I
that's
really
definitely
appreciate all that. Thank you so much.
yeah. Um that yeah, it's not an easy feat with writing.
No,
Is
no.
just is just horror your your only type of writing that style that you like, or do you do others like romantics and all that kind of stuff?
I mainly have written in horror. I have one script that is not horror, that is a semi-autobiographical comedy drama about just about someone trying to move on from his own past pains. It's called Scott's Still Here is the name of the script. It's about a guy in his 30s who still lives at home and is just kind of stuck in the same place in his life. And after doing some soul searching, he decides to look up a former bully on Facebook just to see what's happened to him. And spur of the moment decision, he decides he's going to fly out to where this bully currently lives and kind of confront, not really confront him, but just kind of talk to him and see what happened to him. And when he meets up with the guy doesn't even remember him. he remembers nothing about him. He's moved on. This guy has been living in his past this whole time. Well, meanwhile, the bully has moved on and is dealing with his own issues. He's divorced and he's in a custody battle for his young daughter. So he's, got his own problems. He's completely forgotten about this guy who he used to pick on mercilessly, obviously. And so they both kind of help each other with their own problems. And the main character, Scott, also starts to fall in love with the woman that he meets at the hotel that he's staying at while he's on this trip. So it's a comedic drama loosely based on my own personal insecurity. So that was a very therapeutic writing job that I did. But yeah, other than that, all the other scripts I've written have been in the paranormal horror and thriller genre. I've written, traditional hauntings. I've written demonic hauntings, alien abduction stories. So yeah, that's kind of my main wheelhouse. But I'm willing to work in other genres if I come up with anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see that movie with Scott in it. That sounds really interesting. And that has something there too, with
Yeah,
teaching about the bullying and the effects of it. Like you said, that he was stuck on his own past and the bully didn't even know who he was later,
yeah,
and how to deal with that
yeah.
and
Because I mean,
whatnot.
I've never faced any of my previous bullies in adulthood, but I imagine that's what it would be like. I would remember everything they've done, but they would have no idea who I even would be. I think so. I think that's the way it would go, and so that was kind of the kickoff for the idea of that script.
That the world needs to hear about at this moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't hear most of that because they were frozen for a long time. Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yes. I don't know what.
Okay. I assume there'll be some editing in the final
Probably.
video.
Uh, but I don't know how much you heard, but I was saying in that with the bullying, the what's going on in the world today, I think
Hmm.
your writing right there will be powerful in that section as well, staying in that vein,
Hmm.
different stories. It's all you. I'm just,
Yeah.
like just right there in that vein of the anti, bullying and different things on how to help people uh
Hmm.
in the real. And then yeah, getting those stories out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping I can do something with it. It's still a rough first draft, but I'm hoping I can fix it at some point. So
Oh yeah, that's completely um definitely doable. I say go
yeah,
for it.
yeah. No, I'm hoping to. Just like I said, it's a very personal script and it's very therapeutic. So it's kind of hard for me to go back to it since it was very emotional while I was writing it. So but I do definitely want to do more work on it. So
Yeah, but if it can help one more person,
yeah, definitely.
totally worth going through that past and healing from that past to do it for that one person to get out of it too. You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah,
you
I hope I can hope I can reach out with the script and hope it can do something with it, just like all my other stories that I have.
yeah. Yeah, somebody's gonna pick it up for sure.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. So man, what a powerful testimony, man. Like like that's awesome. And have
No,
any kids or anything? Like I'm just like recapping on what you said in the do you have any kids or anything? Or is it
no,
just you
no,
and your
we're
fiance?
just me and my fiance for now. We hope to have children in the future, but yeah, at the moment, no.
Okay. So you
it took me a long time to find her. It took me a lot longer than I thought it would take me. So I've been alone a lot most of my adult life. But yeah, I finally found the one, so I'm gonna hold on to her, and we are hoping to have a family.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm grateful that she came into your life and to help you out.
Yeah,
Um,
we
nobody.
we met online. We met on eHarmony.
Oh, you're an
We were
eHarmony alum, huh?
Yeah, we were matched up on eHarmony 10 years ago. 10 years ago in December. We were matched up, and then we were long distance. She lived in California, and I lived in
Wow.
Wisconsin. So we didn't we didn't meet for about like 3 years, not till like 2017, because we had a few setbacks trying to meet up, and we also both were in places where we were both nervous about opening or being open to each other. But we both we both gradually worked our way to where we are now. We would go on when we were long distance. We would meet up on like vacations or something. Like we would go to New York City for theater trips, or we would go on cruises or something like that. We love doing that. Or I'd go to California to be with her and her family for a few days or something like that. So, and she'd come here to Wisconsin to be with my family. So yeah, she just moved here to Wisconsin last year in I think it was like right at the very end of April of last year. And then I proposed to her on her birthday this year. So, and we're hoping to get married Labor Day of next year. We're hoping to get married. So,
That's awesome. That congratulations.
oh, thank you
Uh,
so much.
yeah, you guys are definitely romantic, meeting in different places. Just man, like,
Yeah,
everybody's not meeting at McDonald's. You guys are really meeting each other in different hot spots, which is cool. Like,
yeah.
Do the hunt. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Like it's
we
like
were,
the 1% that
yeah. Well, yeah, we're very grateful to eHarmony for matching us up. Not that I'm getting paid by the company or anything like that, but just say we're
like,
both very grateful.
yeah, I bet. Like that is pretty cool. Like I like that story of how you guys dealt with that for 10 years. And a
Yeah,
lot of people say that long distance doesn't last that long, long distance relationships,
yeah,
because it's hard on a person.
yeah. Well, we met 10 years ago. We've been officially dating for 7
But
years.
if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So so how you guys feeling now that you guys are actually in one spot in the same state?
Oh yeah, we're doing just fine. We got a apartment, and well, technically we've started our family already because we have a cat. We adopted a cat this past summer who to kind of kick off our family. And so
No.
he's definitely keeping us on our toes. He's an active young boy, so he definitely um, keeps things interesting around the apartment. But
Yeah. Yeah, mine's kind of lazy. I need an active cat.
uh, we're hoping he goes into his lazy phase at some point. Maybe he'll grow into one.
How old is he now?
We think he's about a year old.
Oh, he's still a baby.
Yeah, he's very active, very
Okay. Yeah, give
playful,
it about,
and
another 2 or 3 years.
yeah, he's. I mean, he's a sweet boy for the most part, but he definitely has his demon moments where he likes to attack just to get your attention. So,
Benefit. Never thought it would be, but they are a huge benefit. If you want him to calm down a little bit, grab him a cat tree. And yeah, like because mine, he did that for a minute, and then the cat tree, and then it stopped mine from um scratching everywhere. as well. So
Yeah.
and
Oh,
just tearing
we've
out
got
stuff
a
out of
cat
his
tree for
inventory.
him. Yeah, we've got a cat tree for him, but he still
He's
likes
still
to play. He still likes to play Velociraptor with us,
learning.
just randomly pouncing on our legs. He'll literally just do a flying leap at my legs and kind of wrap his paws around my legs or something like that. So
Oh,
we call him the little
goodness.
Velociraptor.
There you go. Perfect name for it.
Yes,
Perfect name.
yeah.
Oh man. Where can we find your blogs? Like the
My movie review blog, which I'm no longer doing, but I did it for 18 years, and I have well over 2,000 movie reviews of films that I saw at the theater during those 18 years. It's called Real REEL Opinions. I can send you a link afterward if you want to link it to this interview if you want to, and then let me see here. And then if you want to get a hold of me with my writing, my current writing, you can look me up on Facebook. That's my main social media exposure. Or you can look me up on Stage 32, which is a website for writers. I'm also on Coverfly, so you can look up my writing there. My name is Ryan
what was the
Cullen.
stage?
What?
What was the stage one? Because it kind of went out for that
Oh, it's called Stage 32.
stage 30, like with the full word or just stage with the number 3 and 2 on there.
Yeah, the number 3 and 2 afterward.
Okay.
And then there's another writing site called, it's all one word, called Coverfly. Is the name
Okay.
of the other writing site that I'm on, all one word. So yeah, those are the main spots where you can look up my writing, and you can look me up on Facebook if you're a filmmaker who's interested. Please look me up, please.
You were frozen. If you can look, uh, what was it? If you were a filmmaker, you can look up. That's where it left off.
Yeah, please look me up. That's all I was saying.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Um, definitely look out on those pages and make sure we check everything out, and definitely would like to have you on even more and talking about the more works that you got. And
Oh, sure, absolutely. Just let me know. I loved being here, and I'd be happy to be back one day.
oh yeah. So yeah, and with that, we'll end the show, and we thank you for coming on and sharing your world with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.